Trying to find myself, lost in the distance, could die in an instant, living off instincts, ever since an infant, book a life imprint, life. Welcome to my special edition with one of my very great friends, and her name is Ayana Rivera. Welcome, Ayana, to Face My Abuse.
Hi, Jackie. Happy to be here.
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing
Good.
well. I'm here, to tell my story because I am at a place in my life where I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it. I come from an industry where, it's all about the glitz and glamour and, happy and smiling and, whatever, coming from the entertainment industry. But this is one of those situations that, was not a very happy or glitzy moment in my life. And no one could have told me, prior that I would be sitting here sharing a story such as mine. But I do find it important to share because there are so many women across the globe that are dealing, with domestic violence. The thing that worries me and bothers me so much these days is in my research, I discovered that there are so many young women that are dealing, and I just can't even imagine, these helpless children, going through what I went through as an adult. But it doesn't matter how old or how young, it's like you're not exempt. No one is exempt from, being in a violent relationship. And I really just want to share because I feel like sharing can help other women to be strong enough to share their own stories and to get help. It's definitely the strong woman that can talk about it. And so I'm happy to be here and supporting Jackie on her quest to, to help women like me. I think it's great, what she's doing. She does a lot of things to, to help women, to set platforms for them and in so many ways, so many capacities. But this is definitely one where I will do everything I can to, support the cause and get the word out. It's just extremely urgent for me to help support this cause.
Ayana, could you tell them a little bit about your background, your family history, your brother, everybody know who you are and just how important this is for people to understand that this is just not your regular pretty face, woman that went through a series of abuse or abuse series once or twice in your life, but just elaborate a little bit on your family and let them know where you're coming from.
Well, grew up in Brooklyn, and most of you viewers will be familiar with my brother, Lance Rivera, who was a music mogul, who discovered Little Kim, was partners with Notorious B.I.G. This is where my career started in the entertainment industry. We worked with Puff Daddy and, just everyone who was someone during that era in the music industry. And so, being behind the scenes and, working with the artists, touring with the artists, and, that's my background. And so that's why I mentioned, coming from that world, you have so many individuals like myself and, actors and, other entertainers and what have you that have been in abusive situations that I'm sure will never have the, will just won't have the confidence to come out with their stories. But I speak on behalf of, those individuals who have gone through it, because we tend to hide behind the camera or behind our, our jobs or whatever our professions are. Because of who we are, we're afraid that, the press will get a handle on it, and it'll just go crazy, on the internet. And so we hide, just because we're not comfortable with our lives being exposed. But it's a few years later for me, since I had gone through it. And again, I'm at a place in my life where I'm comfortable speaking.
Could you tell my audience the situation that happened, and just where you just, said it was enough. It's time for me to let go of this abusive relationship.
Well, yeah. What did it for me was a big fight that happened with my son present. He wasn't quite 2 years old at the time, and it was just a war in front of him, and literally a tug of war where my son's dad, had a hold of one of my son's arms, and I had a hold of the other, and we're fighting over our son, which was totally ridiculous. But I was in defense mode, like trying to protect, like how a mom would protect her child, and any species, any animal, like it's just in a parent that loves their child to defend or to protect. And so that's what I was doing. But when I realized, looking at my son's face, he's so confused. That little baby face, he's looking back and forth at both of his parents, and we're supposed to be the protectors, of him, and he's confused. And that look on his face is what I think made the impact for me.